What's going on, YouTube world? Yanni and Ted, Free Tendies Fantasy, gonna rip another couple puppies on this fine Sunday afternoon. Not quite as interesting. We're not going as bold as Liam's live tweet, which just went out saying Parker Washington faders in shambles. That dude is going nuts on the Twitter timeline. It's a great follow. Davis Maddox sent out one of the funniest tweets I've ever seen, which was I think if Burden's cruciate ligaments were intact, we would have that news by now. Last night. Oh, it was so funny. Ted, what is going on, man? You let me know when we're ready. You get set up. I'm in no rush today. How's your weekend going? What are you up to?
Oh, I just woke up from a post Wingstop nap.
Good.
We got House of the Dragon season finale in 45 minutes, which is exciting. And I think it's very funny that you brought up Davis Maddock since he has been booted from the Flock League
Seriously?
less than a week after joining. Yes,
Did he?
because famous streamer Jinxie has declared his interest and will be playing in the Flock League. So, like the social climbers they are, they got rid of. They said, "Hey, thanks for joining our league that we asked you to join, but no, we're gonna socially climb and get the streamer in. So
Dude,
you're out."
dude, that's a chance at $100,000. I can't believe they would eliminate Maddock before they would get rid of Danny and the fan. That's wild.
Yeah.
Maddock,
Yeah. There's three fans. There's three fans included in this year's Flock League.
whatever you think of Davis Maddock, I know he's kind of a controversial guy online. He's like a lot of people really hate that guy. I don't know. I don't watch his content ever. Like, but I've sort of peripherally, because right, I'm getting more into the best ball weeds this year. I've sort of peripherally come across him a few times. He's always seemed pretty funny to me. He's like he reminds me of like one of those guys in Chico sitting on their porch slugging beers. You'd be walking around on a Saturday night, like one of those dudes. I don't know. I
He
like Maddock.
definitely like gives off the vibes like he would be a guy riding a penny board
Yeah,
through
yeah,
school.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, but that's kind of a
All right, you
chill.
ready to go?
Yeah,
Come on,
count it.
come on. Let's get in here.
Count us down.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, you gotta, we gotta get in the lobby before we start just going off on a tangent here.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I would be devastated if I lost a 1 in 12 shot at $100,000 because I mean, that's like not, dude. You think about like all the different ways you can earn $100,000. You're in a fantasy draft with a 1 in 12 shot at it. That's brutal. I don't know who the stream. I'm totally disconnected from like streamer culture. I don't consume any sort of that content. I don't know who that guy is, but the fact that everyone started freaking out when he called them out, it must be a big deal. I guess he's big with the young people. Okay, 11 here.
Yeah, I actually don't know what Jinxie streams. All I know is that I've seen his streams before, and he's one of those like I'm gonna yell at the camera type of content.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Not my cup of tea.
No, no. Again, no problem. If like that's your thing, enjoy it. It's just not. I don't like. I like people that are particularly like if you're really good at something or really knowledgeable in something and you want to. So Ted gets the 4 hole. I get the 11. We were just drilling this actually, except Ted from the 11, me from the 4 in our mock. So we'll see how this goes. It'll be interesting. A little inverse of all that. Curious why. Oh, I'm getting
When
some.
you say our mock, you are referencing how we jumped into some Yahoo today.
Yes, sir.
Just to kind of feel it out, see how it's looking. I think it's getting a little more serious there.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought it was.
Let us know if you want us to actually do those. There's still some funkiness going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not as exciting. It's just pure degenerate gambling, I
Yeah.
would imagine. But that is more relevant to your leagues that you may be playing in.
All right. Comment back to my 10 players priced at their ceiling article. Curious why you think the O line on the Browns will be significantly worse this year. They've completely overhauled the line as a result of Judkins. I don't know. Their line grades out really poorly. I know they took a great tackle that I'm pretty excited about. I'm just not a Judkins guy this year, man. I get it. You guys
I think
are.
they replaced 3 members of their
Yeah.
offensive line, something
Yeah,
from last
man.
year.
It's just hard. Like that's a lot. That's a 60% turnover. And again, one of them was without a doubt great. He was one of my favorite prospects this year. So I fully support that. Right, if you believe in that. But I don't know, man. I'm a little nervous. And like typically we see trends where this is from Andrew Erickson. It's not an original thought, but typically we see trends where O line has trouble traveling. Like it tends to not do as well on the road. If it's a bad line, they get beat up pretty badly by the opposing D line. I don't know, man. I'm just not a Judkins drafter this year.
Well, if we're gonna discuss the Cleveland Browns, I think we should start with my totally correct take that it
Yeah, there you
appears
go.
Deshaun Watson is taking the starting reins
There you
there.
go.
First of many small victories.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, get into it. You're just
That's
gonna
it.
leave it.
That's all I had to
That's
say about
it.
that.
That's
Yeah.
it. You feel
Yeah.
like you won. Okay, well, hey, that's fine
Yeah.
with me.
There's more
Okay,
coming.
so Hampton goes there. That would have been Hampton. I'm going to continue to chase this Chase Brown news that has gotten incredibly bullish for me. Chase Brown, James Cook plus Brown or Hampton has become my preferred start from the turn this year. Where is our draft board? Still love Saquon, still love Genty. Not as big on Walker. Totally fine with how you guys adjudicate that. That is what I am keyed in on. Is these three to me are particularly appealing, as well as Genty, of course.
Will I finally get some Brock Bowers in the portfolio? I've coveted Brock Bowers in the second round. Every single time I have not gotten him. That's insane. Saquon Barkley goes to the 2-5, by the way.
Yeah, well,
It's too low for him.
Jefferson to the 16's wild too. Jefferson Lamb, very unique start.
Yeah, I guess it's unique.
I don't know
Oh
if
my
it's
God, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen?
I don't
I need.
I don't know if it's for me per se, but
Oh, if Achan's there, I have to take him. Come on, give me Brock Bowers, please. Yes, we have a Brock Bowers roster, ladies and gentlemen.
there we go.
It only took 32 drafts, but we finally did it.
There you go. Malik
Let
Neighbors,
the record show I am the Brock Bowers guy of this podcast.
absolutely. I will. I mean, I'll be a Brock Bowers guy eventually. I'm going to let someone else take that this year. Malik Neighbors appears to be slated or at least trending toward getting out there week 1. So I am completely fine if he starts getting pulled up to the 20 to 24 range. I think people are going to have him above Collins. People are going to have him above Rice. People are going to have him above Devonta Smith and George Pickens. I understand just based on the physical talent why you would do that, right? He's one of the most special target earners we've seen in the NFL through the first, whatever it was, 20 games of his career. I get it. The only two I am not okay with pulling him above are London and AJ Brown. London's probably the more debatable one here. Like, look at this dude. Is he going to go Gibbs, Pickens, London? That's so savage.
Drake London won at 110. No.
Oh, did he?
Not.
Oh. Wait, London went at one. What? Oh my God. Okay.
110.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the only two I'm not comfortable getting Neighbors above definitively are AJ Brown and London, and then I probably am still going to take Collins, even though that's a lot closer than Neighbors. 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons is so nice and safe to me, and with how well he's done in heavy formations and the Texans drafting to run more heavy formations, I think Collins feels like a really safe back-end wide receiver 1 to me. Certainly the offensive concerns and the quarterback concerns are loom large there. But like that start for redraft, I think is nice and comfy. Jeremiah Love going up at the turn. I still think he deserves to be in this range of ADP. Ted pulls up Josh Jacobs there. I am completely fine with that. Josh Jacobs is my RB13. I think in redraft, if you get this start, you are sitting pretty to take whatever you want at the next turn, and that is what we are trying to encourage followers of the channel to be. Late Devonta Smith, love that. Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, very good. Even though I'm not a CMC drafter this year, CMC, AJ Brown, Igbuka is savage. Let's see how this dude follows up Taylor Barkley.
I was very excited to potentially have Rashee Rice drop to the 3-4. I could have had potentially like, I don't know, 500 plus targets
Yeah.
with my first 3-round picks.
Yep. Okay. Pick 35. We're going to go a little different, especially because Jacobs isn't there. We're going to take Brees Hall. Way back here at pick 35 is our RB3. Go with
the talent of Brees Hall, that is a value, but we all know what the variable is there.
Right, of course. I though that's where like I do feel compelled to take him for redraft or here at the 3-4 turn. That's a different value proposition than like Theo Grebinger thinks he's the best structural pick you can make at the 24 to 30 range when you start off wide receiver, tight end. That feels pretty aggressive to me. The most of the fantasy community seems to be comfortable with him in the early third. That feels aggressive to me for a dude who was like RB18 last year, but he did have 1,400 yards. I don't know. It's hard for me
Theo
to.
Greminger has an incredibly stupid name.
He's German, man. German dude.
As a fellow Theodore,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just go Ted. You don't call yourself Theo. I don't trust Theos.
I will stay out of that. That is a very personal thing. A Theodore on Theodore discussion. You'd have to contact him sometime and let him know how you feel.
Hey, you're gonna hate this next pick. It is Cam Scattaboo, RB2.
No, I don't. I don't hate that, dude. I'm not arrogant about it. Like I might be wrong. I'm just uncomfortable with Cam Scattaboo based on the news. I'm not telling people you can't draft him. That's come on.
Oh yeah, we could take Colston Loveland off the board. I don't even have to think about that.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yep. I was wondering, are you gonna go for like it would commit you to trying to reach on Stafford? Do you go for the double Rams? Do you go for a Nakua and Adams?
I think that's too much correlation, actually. I
Yeah.
don't like that. I think that if you're going to correlate with a pass catcher, it's like you get your primary one, and then like if you're going to correlate further, I like the cheaper options like a Ferguson, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in a Ferguson, and there's not really anyone else. Who else is on the Rams? Like Tutu Atwell, is he still there? Like one of those cheap
No,
guys.
Tutu's on the Dolphins, but yeah, they have like that random, you know, smudge of receiver. There you go. Choice was
Thrilled
made.
to get Mike Evans here in the 5th round. I wouldn't
Yeah,
have taken Mike Evans over Devontae anyways.
yeah. I have Mike Evans above Terry and Adams. I haven't updated my rankings yet. He's behind Terry in those, but I'm going to slide Mike Evans above Terry. I think where I'm getting to with Mike Evans for me, when he's on the field, I believe he's going to be a top 15 wide receiver. And he's only, again, Ted really, to his credit for bringing this to me, he's missed, what'd you say, 12 games total in the last 10 years?
Yeah, it's like
Something like that?
between 10 and 12.
Okay,
Yeah, something
so
like that.
when I'm approaching it, for some reason in my head, it's really interesting how these things get stuck in your head, right? For some reason in my head, I had it like he had missed multiple games a year for just years. Like that had just been part of the Mike Evans experience. And okay, hold on. Let's see what happens with this turn here. I'm picking pretty quickly on the comeback. So it's just about how dedicated to Parker Washington am I. Okay, so the big choice there was going to be, does Odunze go first? He goes, so that takes the choice off the board. We go Parker Washington, lock up our boy here. See who comes back to us between Jordan Tyson and Carnell Tate. I get this combo so much from here, but it's because I'm very comfortable with Parker Washington and Carnell Tate and Jordan Tyson. Carnell Tate's practice tape has looked tremendous for me. So I feel really good about that pick. I still prefer Tyson, but Tate has looked really, really good so far. If you're a Tate bull, you have to feel pretty good about what you've been seeing there, I think.
You never draft Parker Washington over Brian Thomas Jr. Under any circumstances, unless your name is Ted and you're drafting next to Yanni in a fantasy football draft, and I know you'll want him. Then I might consider taking him just to play mind games with you.
Okay. We will go Marvin Harrison Jr. there because I don't want Parker and BTJ on the same roster. Okay. That's the start. James Cook, Chase Brown, Brees Hall, Jalen Waddle, Parker Washington, Marvin Harrison Jr. I was actually tempted to go Brian Thomas and just go and reach up for Trevor Lawrence later. Maybe I should have done that. I don't know. But I do feel like on some level, double stacking a wide receiver room like that does limit your upside a little bit. Oh man, yeah, we lost Tate and Tyson on the turn. I was hoping one of them came back. I have a pretty clear preference between them and Marvin Harrison Jr. and BTJ.
I hope I didn't talk you out of that with my
What?
not correlating too much thing.
No, I just don't like. I don't know. That's a lot of investment in one room, and I still think you're making a very similar bet with Brian Thomas and Marvin Harrison Jr. Except for the fact that Brian Thomas has been a way better pro, and we sort of have proof of concept on the pro level. But like if I'm betting on pedigree, right, and I think someone's pedigree is going to shine through, I'm comfortable doing the Marvin Harrison Jr. bet. Let's see, Ted. Ted has a very good start coming here. It's hard when you need a receiver at this point because I think there's a pretty clear tier break in receiver, but there's also really good quarterbacks here. We'll see which direction Ted wants to go.
It's a pretty easy uncorrelated Joe Burrow there for me. I prefer the quarterbacks at this range versus reaching down on Makai Lemon or DK Metcalf because they should just be sitting there. It's like the end
Very,
of this tier of quarterbacks that I would call like the pseudo ones. It's like May, Daniels, Burrow, Hurts, and Caleb.
yeah, yeah. Any one of them, if they really go off, could end up as the one overall for sure. Uh, Again, I probably would have taken Evans over Burden there, but I think that's a pretty great start for the one hole. Gibbs, Pickens, Olave, Burden, Loveland, Caleb, Lemon. Would not take an unstacked Lemon. He still has not really practiced this offseason with hammy injuries. That is starting to get a little nerve wracking for me.
Dude, we're over a month out of the season. I think that taking your shot on Lemon is fine, but I
Yeah,
think that I'm going to prefer DK Metcalf bags here. So we do that.
yeah, that's a good spot, especially in your build. You should go Metcalf there.
I have the tallest wide receiver room. I think average height's got to be like 6'4", 6'5".
Is Puka tall?
Yes.
I thought he was like a
Puka's a monster.
really.
Hold on.
I swear to God, I thought he was like a compact guy. I thought he was like 6'1", 6'2". Seriously?
Let me make sure I'm not just making mouth noises.
Oh, see,
He's
yeah,
only 6'2".
I hate that. I hate that when you think something's definitely true and you go, God damn, I never checked into it. I've been doing that lately. Like, oh man.
All right, so Puka's 6'2", Mike Evans is 6'5", and DK Metcalf 6'4". So average height of like 6'3", 6'4". We're shopping for a specific archetype here in Ted's best ball teams.
There you go. Josh Downs groin injury. It's like his sixth injury in August because he's a 5'7", 180-pound guy. I think you guys need to chill a little bit with trying to make Josh Downs a breakout player. Okay, one of our favorites back here, especially, I still think this guy has a good season this year. Alec Pierce, wide receiver 4. And then we will try to, if we get the Trevor Lawrence stack, which is basically at ADP, but it would be a little behind ADP, or no, it would be right at ADP. If we get the Trevor Lawrence stack, I definitely should have just gone Brian Thomas Jr. over Marvin Harrison Jr., and then we could have captured a lot of that receiving room, but that's okay.
Death taxes and people continuing to irrationally pull up Jonathan Brooks up boards.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up in the 7th round. He was on the 7th round in Yahoo. Your mileage may vary on how comfortable you are with that. Okay, so we get our little stack. Trevor Lawrence, Parker Washington. Really nice recovery after the triple running back start here. Jalen Waddle, Parker Washington, Marvin Harrison Jr., Alec Pierce, Trevor Lawrence. And obviously, I am a massive Brenton Strange guy. We can reach for him at 134 if we want to and go like zero tight end with this one a little bit. We'll just see what the board gives us as we get down here. Ooh, is Ted going to get given a very late Godwin?
I am, and I will take that and run.
Yep, that is a gift, man. I think Godwin's in for a really nice year this year. Getting excited about the Ted Hurst hype, too. That's been one of my favorite players all summer. I think I went on a rant like the first week we were doing the podcast that guy's tape looks like one of the most special physical talents I've seen in a long time in the NFL. And it's pretty cool to see him going out there and putting it on you know, on the field. That's a kid I'm rooting for. Really fun player. If he really pops, that is a very, very fun player. Still, I think Godwin's role is locked in this year. I think he has chemistry with Baker. I think Godwin's a really, really strong 8th round pick.
Well, the good news here for me is even though the guy with Devontae Adams is clicking next, even if I get sniped on Stafford here, I can still take Brock Purdy. I could have either one. I'm taking Stafford because I think that correlation is more important with Puka.
Yep.
I've said that before on Puka rosters. I want Stafford on those.
Yep. Absolutely. Very good roster. Ted is building there. Follows up his like mid-range QB1 with a QB2. That has been my favorite thing to do all year. We will see what gets back to us here. I'm thinking just double tap any position and ignore. I normally take another quarterback here, but I kind of want to do a roster like, let's just say that Trevor Lawrence has a great season and build off that. The Ja'Cory Krosky merit drumbeat has gotten great lately. I'm pretty excited about that. There goes Gainwell. He's getting, I don't know if I would call it good steam. The news has been kind of back and forth that he's heavily involved in the receiving game but not getting a lot of carries. To me, I actually think that's pretty good news. Okay, we're going to take our bets on Matthew Golden. That's another guy I'm starting to get in on a little bit. The camp buzz has been great for Golden. I want to keep chasing that here.
Jacoby Myers is right there for your triple stack.
No, I'm not a Jacoby Myers drafter, man. I'm just not. Especially because you can get the wide receiver 15 from last year, who's gotten 280 targets over the last 2 years, and Wandale Robinson back here. That is a very easy click for me. Third in target reception, like third in target drawing behind only Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson in the last 2 years.
I think there's a big difference between those targets, but yeah, I don't think there's a big difference between Wandale Robinson targets and Jacoby Myers targets.
No. It's more just like that. I think we do want volume, right? On some level, volume just it definitionally matters for fantasy, right? And there are actually very few guys that, yes, lower quality volume. I'm not trying to make the claim it's the same kind of volume, but there are a few guys that draw better volume. Literally only two at the receiver position that draw better volume than Wandale Robinson over the last 2 years, which is kind of crazy. I don't think he gets respect like that, but that's a very hard thing to do in the NFL, dude. To get 140 targets a year for 2 years. Oh my God, the Jordan Mason drumbeat is on fire, boys, by the way. Oh my goodness. That is going. The Jordan Mason hype train is leaving the fucking station for redraft this year.
I'm going to take what I view as a potential winner in the Laramie Tunsil being down experience and going Rashad White.
Yep.
I think he may be called on a little bit more to be pass blocking.
Yep, absolutely.
An uncorrelated Kyler Murray goes. If you're going to be uncorrelated, I'm not sure why it would be him over Jordan Love or Baker, but
probably rushing upside.
You do you, brother.
Yeah, probably rushing upside.
I guess it's less important to correlate with those types of quarterbacks. Yeah, I kind of get it, but
yeah, that's probably what he's going for. Ugh, Higgins, that is just not a pick I like, bro. I'm being biased, right? I'm not being rational. I can't tell you why. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I guess we can pick and choose which camp of buzz we want to listen to, right? I'm happy to add Chris Rodriguez as the RB4 here.
Yep.
Seems like he's going to be a thorn in the side of the Bayshall Tootin truthers.
I mean, whether he is or isn't, he's going almost 80 picks after Bayshall. There's an 80 pick difference in the opportunity cost of that investment. That's pretty damn good. For something that it is totally on the board, it turns out to be a 50-50 thing. Yeah, that's a good bet to make.
Yeah, man, you RIP to like the 2 days you were really in on the Bayshall Tootin idea.
Still have him in RB17. Still have him as a mid-4th round pick. That's just about deciding, like, do you want to take a gigantic swing there, or do you just want to play it safe? That's a very hard thing for me to say. I don't really have like a strong opinion on that. I don't know how to. I get in those situations often where I'm like, do I want? Okay, queue syncing interrupted. God damn it.
Just refresh.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh after my pick. I don't want it here.
Oh, you're on the clock.
Yeah. I get in those debates often, right? With oh my God, there's no way that someone took an uncorrelated Brenton Strange from me. Why would you do that?
Dude, you got Mark Andrews, who I would argue is going to be just clearly better than Brenton Strange this year. You're fine.
Oh, no, I'm not fine. Fuck him. Okay, we will go. You know what? No, I'm actually going to do a Malik Willis as my QB2 here. Get some rushing upside there. We'll anchor with Mark Andrews. Probably just go tight end zero outside of that. Malik Willis has looked pretty good in camp. The offense has looked pretty good in camp. I'm comfortable with him, like when you're taking him at QB 20 here. If Danny Dimes gets back to us at the turn with our Alec Pierce stack, maybe we'll throw him in there. Okay, see what Ted's up to. Rashid Shaheed goes, Stribling goes, Goddard goes. Yeah, dude, Strange right before me, unstacked. Come on, man. Party foul. 25 picks ahead of ADP, sir. Anything interesting? Anything weird on the board? I don't really see anything. Still like Dobbs. Still happy about Dobbs. Oh, were you going to take Tracy there? No, not with Cam.
No, we're actually gonna rip Jalen Naylor here.
Like it?
Usually I don't pull him over Omar Cooper or Jalen McMillan or Travis Hunter, but what we're doing is we're preparing for a sneaky Fernando Mendoza round. I'm targeting him at 172 as my quarterback 3.
Hey man, if Kirk,
yeah, we could have a.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we could have a Brock Bowers, Jalen Naylor, Fernando Mendoza stack, which I would be excited about.
Yeah. I like Jalen Naylor. He's my favorite there to lead the receiving room this year. Trey Tucker though has gotten really good camp buzz. I understand if people want to be a Trey Tucker bull because the coaching staff is speaking very highly of him, but for me it's Naylor.
Then we'll go with a nice and comfy Jalen McMillan here. I'm continuing to buy into that. Not scared off about the injury whatsoever.
Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Sam Darnold. It's a little aggressive on the quarterback room, just a little bit.
Oh, dude, look, the guy picking at 10 went Jaden, Jackson, Dart, Bo Nix. It's just a strategy that people are going with the bully 3 quarterback roster.
Oh, fuck. I was hoping. Oh, God, F-bomb. Trying to avoid those on stream. God, I was hoping for Omar Cooper Jr. That dude looks so goddamn good to me in camp. He is going in the 150s. His camp looks off the chart. I am in on Cooper Jr. We will take Travis Hunter here with our Trevor Lawrence stack if he comes back. It sucks because I think we're getting a really good price on Danny Dimes, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone. But we have 2 stacks here between Cam Ward and Daniel Jones. We can swing around and have a really strong quarterback room. I don't like 3 quarterback builds. I think this is way overkill. But I don't build them a lot, and it is technically what won Best Ball Mania last year, so we'll respect the process there.
When we were talking about this pre-show, but when you're talking about these quarterback builds or whatever, right? Like in, I guess, redraft, a lot of times, like and you're one of the people who is severely anti taking a second quarterback. But in this type of contest, right, like the theory behind taking a third quarterback, because even if they're not cracking your, I guess, whatever points you're taking for that week, the theory is if you have 3 guys in there that you're happy with, you should almost always be getting like at least over 20 points, right?
Yeah.
So it's more of like an average thing. So maybe I only take, I don't know, let's look at the guy at 3, the Jaden Daniels, Jackson Dart, Bo Nix guy, right? Like maybe he only takes 3 scores from Jackson Dart this year, but it could coincide with a Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels down week, and then you are still able to put up like 23 points or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very subjective, dude. Like, something I've been really careful about, even though I can sound kind of arrogant with maybe some of my takes or maybe too strong with some of my takes, whatever. I really try not to tell people what to think. I just tell people how I'm thinking. And if that's interesting to someone, cool, follow along, right? To me, it just doesn't make sense to opt for the 15 points a year on average, very good price on Juwan Jennings. The Kyler Murray drafter's probably pissed. I think Juwan catches a few touchdowns this year. I think he's exactly the guy you want down here late. Maybe he has 2 spike weeks that get in your lineup, and it really matters.
But have some good chemistry with JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. For me, the way that I think about the third quarterback is like I would just prefer to get my upside elsewhere. Now, this is a little different, right? This is Cam Ward, like 20 picks past ADP with a stack with um, Robinson. Like that's to me, that's a great value, and I'll do it. I'm totally comfortable with Willis this year. I think it's 24 out of 28 quarterbacks that have had 100 rushing attempts since 2000 have finished as QB1s. So as long as he doesn't lose the starting gig and he's running the ball, God, Daniel Jones at 168 is a great price too. So what did this guy do? He gets C.J. Stroud, Daniel Jones, Caleb Williams. That's an incredible room for the price. I'm not necessarily in on those players at that thing, but he paid nothing for it. But so my thinking is just if I'm going to chase upside, it's going to be in other parts of my roster besides the quarterback room because I don't know. I think two quarterbacks is plenty. That is a subjective thing that I don't have strong. F word. There goes my favorite tight end to back up to back up Andrews with is Barner, and he's gone now.
To me.
To you? Oh, you took him there. Yeah. Okay. Oh God. Yeah. That's Ted's roster. Okay. So Ted gets Barner's Bowers. Exactly what you should do. A dude that spikes all the time and had really good production last year, mixed with the best tight end in the game. Ted is going to have a robust tight end score almost the entire year. So we still have some dudes that are coming back to us. I will continue to buy if Oronde Gadsden's going to be in the 180s, boys, I will continue to buy that dip. I think that's too cheap. I don't care how bearish you are on Oronde Gadsden as a prospect. He still had like 700 yards as a rookie. Could still play some slot receiver if they really need him to. But I will take Greg Dulcich here for the stack with Malik Willis first. So that's pretty good. We do get a stacked tight end, and then I probably have a choice to make about. I could take Gunnar Helm to stack with Cam Ward, but I'm just not a Gunnar Helm guy. What do you think of like that's someone that the underdog boys are extremely high on? Okay, we're taking Oronde Gadsden 40 picks past ADP as our tight end 3. So that's the tight end room. Mark Andrews, Greg Dulcich, Oronde Gadsden. I'm totally thrilled with that, to be honest with you. 16, 2 picks left. Okay.
I get sniped on Fernando Mendoza there. I did say I wanted Fernando Mendoza at 172. I keyed in on AJ Barner. There goes the Jalen Naylor and Brock Bowers idea. Yeah, that's okay. I think when you have two quarterbacks already, though, that I'm pretty happy with in Stafford and Burrow, like I don't need to reach for that.
No.
If it happens, it happens. This tier of wide receivers can go F itself, so I'll take Ray Davis.
Hey, very good. If Ty Johnson is out and they don't go get someone else, that is a very good pick. Okay. Sorry, I got a Yahoo update. Sometimes it's people telling me they're quitting the league or they're paying or whatever. It was nothing interesting at all. Dontavian Wicks continues to get really good steam. Again, as Ted rightly points out, we still have 4 weeks to go before the season, and Mekhi Lemon is still a pretty well-drafted guy in the top, like I think he was, 2022, right? It's just sort of interesting. He hasn't been able to practice for, I believe, like 8 weeks with off and on hamstring injuries, and then Dontavian Wicks is getting raves at practice. I think we should leave the light on for the possibility that Wicks remains the wide receiver 2 there for a much bigger portion of this year than we thought. I know a lot of analysts thought that Lemon's outside ability was underrated and that he actually had a chance to work in on 2 wide receiver sets more quickly than people assumed. But if Wicks looks really good and all of a sudden we're getting 8 to 10 weeks into the summer and we're still not seeing Mekhi Lemon out there, all of a sudden Wicks becomes a play with real upside towards the end of drafts here. I know it's someone that me and Ted have been very comfortable hammering back here when the opportunity presents itself.
Keenan Allen goes at the 17-2, which is about a round earlier than I've seen him going in the past. I think that people are starting to buy in on him going to the Colts.
Yep. I've been
Keenan Allen goes to the Colts, then people that will be an interesting click.
I've been buying the shit out of Keenan Allen in the last round. I think I have like 15%, 10 or 15% of round 18 Keenan. Jacoby Lane, great pick. Getting some hype, certainly a big body in the red zone, should get some touchdowns. Does he throw a wrench in Zay Flowers' wide receiver 1 upside? Time will tell. But you're not paying a sneak peek for my players you're buying at their floor article. You do not have to pay a wide receiver 1 price tag for Zay Flowers. Okay. Oh God, don't make me pick between. So Pat Bryant is another one where I'm kind of like freaking out a little bit about how good the Pat Bryant coverage has been. It just sucks. We're sort of at a point where I'd probably just like to take two running backs here instead. But um, yeah, dude, that Pat Bryant stuff sounds pretty cool. We're gonna take our volume float here, I think, and Pat Bryant goes anyway. Okay, so we're gonna take a volume float guy in. Eee. Wait a minute, dude. This thing desyncing just screwed me over because Braylon Allen went who I want. Oh no, I got Braylon Allen. Okay, Braylon Allen, Brees Hall. That's kind of goofy, but that's okay. Um, yeah, I really
You
just
know, I
want.
was kind of hoping Braylon Allen would make it back to me. I'm actually very upset that you've done that.
Yeah, we'll do Justice Hill. Dude, this thing, I've got to fix this Q thing here. I think I just auto drafted Ted Hurst instead. Okay, fine. We'll auto draft Ted Hurst instead. Hyper fragile running back build. God
You
damn
were
it.
putting out tweets today saying narrative bump for Ted Hurst.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't complain about that.
No, no, I'll live with that. I just don't. I'm actually okay going for running backs. I just would have rather taken a fifth one there. It's all right. It was with the weird, the Q weirdness slowed me down. Okay, so this is my team. Nice, robust running back start with James Cook, Chase Brown, Brees Hall. I'll cut these off at four running backs often. I probably should have taken a fifth one there, but to me, the way that I think about it, I do not care if one of these guys goes down about having a backup plan. Your season's done. In best ball, if you build a three running back start, in my opinion, if one of these guys goes down, it's over. So I sort of draft like that. I draft like I'm going to be able to take at least two scores from this room all year. Follow it up with Jalen Waddle, Parker Washington, Marvin Harrison Jr., Pierce, Trevor Lawrence, who is my quarterback 6 or 7 this year. I think he has quarterback 1 overall upside. Marquise Golden, Wandale Robinson, Mark Andrews, Malik Willis, Trevor Hunter, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, Greg Dulcich, Aronde Gadsden, Braylon Allen, Ted Hurst. I really do love this roster. I would have liked it a little more if I had just gone balanced with a running back there to fill it out, went a little aggressive. Love to see Nick Singleton on Ted's roster. One of my favorite rookies as a running back, dude. If this guy figures it out, I think he can be the starting running back in Tennessee this year. I really do. I'm very high on Singleton as a talent. Okay, that is the draft. Let's see Ted, Puka Nakua, Brock Bowers, Jacob Scadaboo. Very good way to bounce back from the wide receiver tight end start. Evans, amazing value. Burrow, Metcalf, Godwin, Stafford, White, Rodriguez, Naylor, McMillan, Jennings, Barner, Davis, Lane, Singleton. Really good value at the end of the draft here. We just don't have enough information yet. I think we should at least be taking our shots at Davis here, because if it becomes a two-man show in Buffalo, Ray Davis is severely mispriced, and I think he's a pretty good player. Okay.
Double onesies. I don't usually do that. I'm happy to have a Brock Bowers draft in there, though. It's about time.
Yeah. All right. You count us down when you are good.
2, 1, go.
4 people, we got it.
Yes, sir. Is it too much to ask for a 101 again? By the way, Yanni, what are the chances we draft next to each other in this next draft?
They're 1 in 6.
Hell yeah. You got it.
Thanks, man.
He calls his shot. He calls his shot, boys. 101.
Every time. All right.
Regression was due. Oh, you cannot whine about that. You're not allowed to whine about your draft positioning.
No, I don't. Look, it's the universe.
Where are you at? You're at the 3. You're
Yeah.
at the 3. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is the gold badge? How many drafts do you need for a gold badge?
10,000. 10,000. Is it actually?
No, I need to check.
Oh my god! I thought you checked and it was. I thought you. Yeah. I thought you checked and it was 10,000
for a gold badge. It's 10,000 or more. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So this guy has. Let's say he just did 10,000 puppies.
Yeah.
Which is like the smallest buy-in. He is.
It's 50,000.
50 racks. 50 racks into the venture here on
Oh,
Underdog.
oh, dude, I don't even think like I think there are dudes who are way more. They're going more than that annually. Um, yeah. Do I get a little lucky? And this guy's a Jamar Chase curious guy. He's 10,000 drafts in. Does he like to diversify? He's thinking
Come
about it.
on, Nate Borkirker. Nate
Uh,
Borkirker.
no, he's just letting it go to the stop. It's going to be an auto pick there. All right, that's okay. Jamar Chase, very good player. All right. Oh man.
Sucks for this gold badge guy. He's getting an FTF sandwich.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure when you're blowing at least $50,000 on underdog drafts, you're very concerned about other drafts. Dude, you're so like lost in the sauce at that point. I would hope. I would hope if you are doing 10,000 best ball drafts, you are a data scientist that's running algos all day and working it like you're genuinely building a highly volatile portfolio. If you're really sitting here just free balling it, just no condom, you're out here just ripping drafts based on vibes. That is crazy for like probably what is six figures of buy-ins because I doubt they've all been $5, right?
Yeah,
Animal,
there's no way. I'd be
animal.
shocked if he was just a puppy only
Just a
drafter.
puppy only. I just really like a nice $5 spin. Like no way, dude. Um, yeah, that's so cool though. I would love to get up to that point. Um, been watching a lot of the high stakes redraft content. And these dudes that are doing $2,000 buy-ins, and sometimes they'll have like a round table video call with like four or five of them. And a lot of those guys are doing $100 to $500,000 a year of fantasy league buy-ins. I would absolutely love to get to that point where I'm winning so much that I can sustain that type of buy-in, but that'll be many years from now.
Yeah, man, I can honestly say it's not a goal of mine to spend six figures on fantasy in a season. I'd like
It,
to win six figures by
yeah,
spending $5.
yeah, it is a beyond behind my educational and career goals. It is literally like the most important thing in my life is to get to the point where I could do like high five figures, low six figures buy-in as soon as possible.
Wow,
James,
that is actually disappointing to hear versus collecting shiny cardboard. I thought that would be the move.
no, I invest in shiny cardboard. I don't know about collecting it. You know, I don't know. That's a big part of it though. Hampton and Cook at 10 to 15. That's beautiful, sir. Like Genty Chase Brown a lot. Love Jonathan Taylor, Devon Achane. That's a great start, even though I probably prefer Henry in half PPR. I still think that's amazing. Bowers St. Brown. All right, man. I like that. That's got attitude. Henry McCaffrey. That's awesome. This dude does not care about age.
He's a boomer. So will you be doing the state mandated Josh Jacobs pull up at the 3-3?
No, I was gonna take Drake London there. I just don't. I don't have a lot of them in my portfolio, right? So, we're gonna go Malik Neighbors. Just said he's getting in this range for me. We'll see who comes back. But if Malik Neighbors hits with Jamar Chase, that is like pretty awesome to me. And if one of these three wide receivers comes back to me at the top of the queue, that's pretty awesome. I'm also very comfortable with Devontae Smith.
And so we get a Nico Collins, Rasheed Rice turn.
Yeah, that's awesome. Two of my favorites. Matt Harmon of Reception Perception has been doing these little like 20 to 30-minute videos that are basically like love letters to certain players at their position, just like guys that he thinks are really good and underappreciated by the market. Okay, so that dude goes Zay Flowers. He was actually second in my queue, but we will rip a Devonta Smith there. Start I'm extremely happy with because we actually get in division stacking here too. Devonta Smith, Malik Neighbors, Jamar Chase. Certainly.
Why are you saying in division stacking like that matters?
Because they play twice a year. So, and I
What
believe I
what
don't
does that have to do with
because
any correlation of more fantasy points?
if they get in a shootout in the same game, they're both the team's wide receiver one. They can stack same game points. So let's say that Vegas puts a game at a 55 point over under, and you have the wide receiver ones on each side of a 55 point over under. That directly correlates to more fantasy points as opposed to having two guys on the opposing side of a 44 point over under or 42 point over under. And then it correlates together because they're both in that game together. So what a lot of these high stakes guys will do is like for rounds 16, 17, they have all the matchups memorized and they will stack playoff rounds, hoping to get one of those high over under games where they have both sides of it. So they are.
Yeah, I don't see any edge there whatsoever. Because
Yeah.
you could have Chase and Smith, right? You could have Chase playing the Dolphins and Smith playing, I don't know, the Jets,
Yeah.
for example, right? And then you get the same thing there, right? So you inherently have to be drafting teams with bad defenses, I guess, for that to matter, if that's what you're going to do. If you're going for, like, what is the same game correlation for Nico Collins going to do for you, for example, right? Like, it feels like you'd have to pick and choose who you are same game correlating with.
Well, yeah, what people do with same game correlate, they just choose guys that are going head to head in the playoffs is the biggest thing. It doesn't really matter for the regular season, although these guys do play each other twice in the regular season, so maybe you get like two shootouts. That's all. That's
But
all.
you understand what I'm saying though, right? Like, whoever is same game correlating with Nico Collins has to face the Texans defense, which
Yeah. So
that
that.
seems like a complete loser
Yeah.
of a proposition.
Yeah. I would not value that highly there. But like one of the ones that guys are doing that they really like are the Bucks and Rams because the Bucks and Rams play each other week 17, and the Bucks passing defense is pretty horrible, you know. Okay, what are we gonna do here? Basically, we get to decide how or how dead zone averse we are as a pod. Okay, so not a favorite pick of mine, but because we're already betting on neighbors, this will open up a Jackson Dart threesome there. We'll take Cam Scattaboo to anchor the running back room.
This guy pulls up Devontae Adams. Interesting. All right, so we're gonna get Terry in the queue. He'll be our next pick, and then I kind of get my pick of the dead zone running backs here. I do want to mix this up a little bit, because I have a lot of Montgomery, and I also have Nico Collins, and I don't want to put all my eggs in that basket. So I'm gonna do a Bayshal Tootin here.
Yeah.
Not exactly one of my favorite picks, but I kind of like it.
I
We'll
do
see.
like it.
Cautiously investing in it.
Yeah, so Monty and Swift is a very tough one for me because I think they're both very good. I do prefer Monty by a hair. So we're going to do Monty there. I'm pretty happy with this. Again, Cam Scattaboo is not one of my guys per se, but I really would prefer to not be dipping in the two running backs at the 6-7 turn that I'm comfortable taking late 6th into the early 7th right now are Jalen Warren and Jonathan Brooks. So if I am there, and that's what I'm comfortable with, I would like to avoid having to do my running back 2 and 3 shopping that early and in that range and leaving elite receiver on the board or leaving elite quarterback on the board, especially because those two guys are pretty high risk. So we avoid that with the dead zone pick. Again, Cam Scattaboo is not going to be one of my big targets this year. He's just not. But
Wait, you said you're comfortable taking Jonathan Brooks at the 6-7 turn?
Yeah.
So between 72 and 75?
Yeah, I would take Jalen Warren first. I would take Jalen Warren in the late 6th, but I would take Jonathan Taylor in the 7th. If I needed 2 running backs, I would do that absolutely.
I would also take Jonathan Taylor in the 7th.
Jonathan
That sounds like
Brooks.
a great deal.
Yes, I would absolutely do that. The camp videos are just so good, dude. He's catching balls 30 yards down the sideline. To me, it's exactly what I wanted to see to be over the top bullish on him, which I am, of course.
Let's go. We got a room where Brian Thomas Jr. goes before Parker Washington. Faith in fantasy football has been restored. That's a round 6 Lamar, by the way.
Yeah, Lamar's getting pretty faded, dude. I don't know if you guys should be doing that. I don't know if I would be doing that.
That's wild.
I would say though, besides elite quarterback and like Tucker Kraft, I'm really just not a fan of round 7 for the most part. Like it's just not. It doesn't feel like there's like value to be, excavated here for me?
Uh, yeah, it's like quarterback mostly,
Yeah,
or
that's what
Chuba
it
Hubbard.
is.
Chuba Hubbard's my other guy that I really like in that range.
Yeah, if you're in on Chuba, then that feels great. I, because I'm not like I like Warren a lot in that range, but again, like I would just rather not be doing my running back shopping here. We'll see. We may have to. Um, it's actually a tough call for me with all those guys on the board. We've been taking a lot of Marvin Harrison Jr. lately. We'll do it. 6 picks to Hurts. We're gonna do it. We're gonna hope Hurts comes back
Scumbag.
around to us.
Well, I
Yeah,
got
there
some
you go.
bad news for you, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So we may not get Hurts. We'll take.
Actually, you know what? I prefer Caleb,
There
so
you
you're
go.
fine. You escaped that one, and then I need to figure out who I'm taking here. QJ, McKylum, and you know what? Uh, it's like I could take Jalen Warren. I could take Ramondre, who I don't like. Tony Pollard, who I don't really like. I do kind of. Oh, I know. That's easy. Tucker Craft.
Yeah,
Should have thought about that.
he's one I'm very comfortable with, despite the fantasy community consternation. Okay, DK Metcalf goes. We get our Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith stack. I feel great about that at 75. I love this start personally. Again, even though I'm not a Cam Scatterbo guy, I might play it a little bit differently in redraft. But Jalen Hurts, Cam Scatterbo, David Montgomery, Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, Devonta Smith, Marvin Harrison Jr. I think you're looking pretty good if you guys come around with that start.
I was kind of hoping you'd let Marvin Harrison drop. Well, as you were outwardly debating that, I was like, please. But I think that this guy, the gold badge guy, would have just taken him.
Yeah, he would have. I am not out on Marvin, dude. I know the whole fantasy community is. I'm not really. I still like Marvin Harrison Jr. a lot. Again, I don't think, is he ever going to live up to that Hall of Fame billing he was getting? No, but he probably shouldn't have been getting Hall of Fame billing as early as he was getting it. It's probably more of a statement about us as a community getting way too excited way too quickly. Like, I remember the year that he was going at the 1-2 turn, I was just like, no, what are you doing? And that was the year that you and I were getting. Was that what is it? 3 years ago. So that was the year that Gibbs burst onto the scene, and you and I were loading up on like Jameer Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, at the 1-2 turn, and people were like, no, give me some rookie year Marvin Harrison Jr. with Kyler Murray throwing him the ball.
Yeah, that was like the off season where zero RB was all the rage in fantasy
Yeah.
communities. Like
Yep.
guys like FFA. Do you still watch that guy?
Occasionally, but not as much anymore. I probably haven't watched him in about a year. I fell off with him a little bit, but yes, he was the zero RB guy for a little bit, huh?
Yes, he was. Well, there was a lot of them. It wasn't just him. Like Flock was another guy who was saying that. It was like zero RB was a popular sentiment. That's right around when we started the podcast, and we have never subscribed to that theory,
Yep.
and we have just been raking.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
have just been
yeah,
raking in championships, and
yeah.
now all of a sudden everyone's like, "I'd like you to start all your drafts with two running backs."
Yeah. Now, I mean, you just don't think like this in general. You tend to not draft scared, which you shouldn't. Do you like? No way you went Jackson Dart at 87. See, okay, here's how messed up my ego is. When I have Cam Scatterbo and Malik Neighbors, and I was going to take Jackson Dart ahead of ADP, I internalized that move like he personally did that to fuck me. That's how it feels to me. Subjectively and in my head, it feels like that guy just went out of his way to ruin my day. Oh man, I wanted the stack there. Okay.
If Chuba Hubbard wants to fall to me at the 8-12, almost around after Jonathan Brooks, I'd be thrilled about that.
See, just
Alec Pierce is way below ADP right now too. There he goes.
yep. It just depends how content brained everyone is with the Chuba Hubbard fall. Okay, so actually a very tough call here for me between R.J. Harvey and Blake Corum, but I'm going to take Blake Corum. I like both a lot, but we'll see who comes back to me maybe here. Um,
I'm gonna take Kyle Monangai, one of the signature Ted clicks I think of this year. And then after that, I think that's two. Is it? Yeah. You know what? We'll get some Michael Pittman Jr. in the boat. That is the first time I clicked him. But I have a core of three wide receivers I feel pretty good about, and he's just kind of adding depth, I feel.
Okay, we get RJ Harvey like a round past ADP. I love that. We are nicely recovered here at the running back position after our RB0 start. Actually, very happy with this roster as things currently stand.
Just in a vacuum, I don't prefer Corum to Monangai.
Yeah, that's I'm
They're
very
they're they're close to me,
yeah, I'm very
but
different on
like
that.
I think that Monangai's role is much more defined,
Yeah,
and I think they're similar bets.
yeah. I mean, I I definitely see that a little differently, but I don't have a problem with. I mean, I just think they're both bets you should be making, right? Okay.
Depending, because like so if you go true zero RB, right, and you don't have anyone that you feel super confident about getting points on a regular basis, I do like pulling up J.K. Dobbins there.
Yes. Yep. If you have
But when
zero
you
or hero, if you have one running back, like if you have Gibbs and like you're looking for your running backs now, let it rip. Take Dobbins.
well, that's because I had Gibbs. That's why I didn't take Dobbins because I was like,
Yeah.
well, I feel like
Yeah.
I kind of want to have that little lottery ticket, and that's the only situation I kind of prefer Blake Corum in is if the starter goes down, then you have Blake Corum inserted into like the best offense in the NFL
Yep.
versus but I mean you're getting Monangai in a Ben Johnson system too, so they're
Yep.
both like very similar bets to me.
So
Except for I feel like on a weekly basis you'll get 50% of the carries from Monangai versus Corum. I still think he's going to be clearly second to Kyron.
maybe, maybe. Again, I wish I could trust. I wish I could trust the Rams coach speak or the beat that I've chased so much blatantly, patently false information out of out of LA. Oh God damn it! I would have loved to get Gainwell there. Okay, so we are gonna go with just a nice, comfy quarterback click here for us. We're gonna reinforce Jalen Hurts with Tyler Shuck, open up some late stacks that we like a lot. We'll see who comes back around. I would have crushed Gainwell 20 picks past ADP there, 15. Not 20, 10 picks past ADP. Um, that would have been a smash accept for me.
Ugh, dude, this sucks, man. First pick's gonna be Wandale. Just get more safe wide receiver points in there. Another floor play because I feel like I have a lot of ceiling in the room. And then similar idea, I guess, with the running back. This is just a Rashad White type of day, I guess, for me.
I like it. I don't hate it. This is a lot more balanced than I normally build. We are going to take, because he's stacked up, I do prefer a lot of these guys in a vacuum to him, but we're going to take Goddard, stack him with Jalen Hurts. Especially because I am very comfortable with a Jawan Johnson stack with Tyler Shuck. That gives us a nice little combo there, and then we can shop around for a third tight end. Very balanced build through however many rounds I'm in. Hurts, Tyler Shuck, Cam Scatterbo, Montgomery, Corum, Harvey, Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, Devonta Smith, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Dallas Goddard. Let's see what Ted's got going on. Gibbs, Collins, Rice, McLaurin, Tootin, Williams, Kraft, absolutely elite through 7. Monangai, I love Monangai. Pittman, I think, is underrated. And Wandale Robinson, I'm a huge Wandale Robinson guy. Rashad White, yeah, it's a killer draft. Love every single pick he made, actually. Very much how I would, maybe in redraft, like I'd be taking one of a quarterback or tight end later, but very much how I'd like my draft structured in redraft this year, if possible.
I mean, I don't see the need to bump quarterback down when you can get one of the
Yeah,
pseudo
Yeah.
quarterback ones in round 6.
Yeah.
I think it's totally fine.
Yeah, I like to try to leverage just one of those two things. That's just like a procedural thing for me. Is I like to take my chances that I find a tight end one late or a quarterback one late because then I can have a really good bench, right? So, like, it just depends who. It just depends where ADPs land. I think some of my guys are going to start sliding up boards, and then I'm going to have really tough decisions to make. But like for me, if I had a quarterback or a tight end I felt great about, I can't leave Jordan Tyson on the board at the 6-7 turn. You know what I mean? Or like even Marvin Harrison Jr. could be a seventh round pick this year. Even that, like when you consider the risk reward there, that's really hard for me to be like, well, I'll take another point and a half per game at tight end, as opposed to potentially getting like a top 20 wide receiver. Not that how likely is that? I don't know. That's just sort of how I think about it. But certainly, like, I mean, Caleb, dude, like their defense is bad. Ben Johnson has been talking about how he knows they need to score a ton of points to stay in games this year. When you have your head coach saying like he's taking it on himself to absolutely light up the scoreboard, that is a bullish sign for me personally.
But if you get a bunch of games like the Niners and Bears last year out of
Yeah,
Chicago, that'd be crazy.
yeah,
We haven't seen that
yeah.
level of consistency from that offense. People do
No.
forget, right?
Okay.
That
So one of my favorite picks here, I've been touting them all day. You are getting a first round wide receiver and the 140s. I continue to take Omar Cooper and build a position there. But yeah, certainly, dude.
gold badge guy is gonna steal. Oh, he didn't. Okay, so I get Dijon Stribling at the 12-13 turn.
Love that.
And I can come around and get some CJ as my quarterback too to correlate with my Nico Collins.
Love that. Okay, so typically here this would be a Brenton Strange for us, but he actually goes, but that's okay. We're stacked up at tight end with Jawan Johnson. So double stack tight end for best ball. I absolutely love that. And again, you know, opinions will vary on this because I expect a rookie that was comped to Debo Samuel going to a Geno Smith led Jets to be a very controversial pick. I love Omar Cooper Jr. The risk reward. And I like the player a lot, and the clips have looked really good for the player. I think it's really interesting we're seeing this forgotten first round pick. In the era where every rookie gets hyped to the moon, there's one that no one really cares about. And it reminds me of that Rudy video, Ted, when he did the video on Black Bolt and White Flare and said, buy the shit that nobody wants. And like it's that he ran out and it was so smart. He ran out and loaded up on Black Bolt and White Flare right before the pack prices like doubled that week. That was the week ETBs were around like 110, 105 for Black Bolt. They shot right up to like 185, 190. Sometimes it's like the dog that's not barking in fantasy that you want to go toward. And I really wonder if Stribling, because of the Debo signing, and Omar Cooper Jr. for your redraft last wide receiver, those guys might just be the dudes that take your roster over the top if they hit. And if not, cut them in a week. Who cares? Drop them for some other guy.
I'm in on the theory of Omar Cooper, kind of like I wouldn't ever click him before Stribling, just because I
Sure.
prefer the offensive environment
Yeah.
of the 49ers. But you do have one less substation to worry about
One less
when you
substation.
click Omar Cooper. Yeah.
Yep, dude. All he has to worry about is whatever crazy cancer break dust gives you in New York. Have you seen that shit? I guess they're in Jersey, so they're in Medford, right? So they're okay. But dude, like living in a city is horrific for you. Oh my God, you inhale brake dust all day. You have all the toxins. So besides that, though, he's probably fine. And honestly, Medford, New Jersey, I believe is like an outdoorsy kind of place, if I recall correctly. I think it's like on the outskirts of everything. Okay, we feel great about everything here. To be totally honest with you, I feel nice and limber coming into this turn. Did any tight ends fall? No. I will probably. Ted's not going to be thrilled about this. I will probably buy the dip on McMillan if it gets down. It doesn't get down to us.
Well, it's good you're feeling limber. Your team needs that since it is a Malik Neighbors team.
Yeah.
He needs all the flexibility in his knees he can get.
Yeah, so I normally won't double tap Jonah Coleman, RJ Harvey, but I sort of like the idea of a guy who's never finished a season. I'll just take the two halves of his backfield, both of which I think would be really productive if Dobbins goes down. Since I'm full fading Dobbins this year on the basis of health, it makes sense to make that bet. So Ted goes Dalton Schultz. Who does Ted follow Dalton Schultz up with? So that would have been Isaac Tesla for me. He was top of my queue. Good play to Ted. Okay, so I feel pretty great about our running back room. We may still add one more. Instead, we're going to get a spike week tight end and have a very strong tight end room with AJ Barner. Dallas Goedert, Juwan Johnson, AJ Barner. I feel amazing about that. You can still take flex scores from tight end. We don't need another running back. I may still get one here. Quarterback, I cut it at 2 when I have Jalen Hurts and a volume play like Shuck, who I'm very bullish on Shuck this year. So we're probably just hunting wide receiver value from here on out. Ted with the Tesla Schultz. Schultz CJ Stroud stack. Nice little backdoor stack that Ted built. I think Schultz is a pretty safe pick this year. I do. And Tesla, I love. I don't care what they're saying about Greg Dortch as their wide receiver 3. I'm a big Isaac Tesla guy.
Ooh, the human Dortch.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Yeah, he cropped up on the depth charts this week, dude.
We'll have to remember that for the grid.
yeah. Well, no, we can't use it on the grid yet, dude. Remember? It's the stupid thing where they signed this year.
Well, once week 1 starts,
yeah.
We could use it for the grid.
Yep.
Because I didn't know the human Dortch had left Arizona even.
Yep.
For the record, I much prefer Barner to Schultz. It was just the correlation there.
I think that's the right call. I love, dude.
I like making a bet on CJ Stroud.
This is sort of the reason, and maybe rightly or wrongly, like maybe I'm just wrong. You're trying to compete with 600 people in the finals, right? If you're saying that, then you go, so that's why I take Trey McBride or Bowers, because they're a one-of-one weapon that, Bowers put up a 30, what did he get, 37.8 points last year on 1 week or something insane like that. I understand that idea, but to me, if I can spend these mid-round picks and do a Goddard, Juwan Johnson, Barner, I do wonder what the yearly average is going to be from that room as opposed to like a Bowers or a McBride. I don't think the average will be that different. I think what the high-stakes guys or the serious drafters would tell you is, well, no, it won't be, but Bowers can spike in 1 week for 4 weeks worth of this room's production, and that's what matters when you're competing for $250,000. I think that's where the ideological split comes from there. But I'm very comfortable with going in with rooms like this. I actually feel great about that room. Bo Nix Willis. This would be a big balls room if he doesn't have another quarterback. Trevor Lawrence. Okay.
Terrence Ferguson at the very top of the queue. I doubt he survives that long. I think I'm going to get out Ferged here, but I would love to add a...
Yep,
there you go. Speculative Ferg is a tight end 3 is always fun, but I feel like those days are over. The affordable Ferg days are done.
I mean, 186. 186 is affordable. Okay. So that is actually, we're going to reach up a little bit because I know some cool guys are coming back. I probably would have come back to me, but we're going to take Pat Bryant. I'm starting to really get excited about what they're saying about him. We'll just see what receiver comes back.
Oh no, Antonio Williams. I really wanted that guy.
He looks pretty good, dude. I know he's not one of your guys. He looks pretty good in camp videos. He's balling.
Yeah, I don't take camp videos very seriously.
I mean,
I do not.
If someone looks bad in them or good in them, I would expect good players to look pretty good in camp videos. I don't think that's some big deciding factor, but I do like guys that I want to see look good.
Yeah, for example, one of the ones that has been pretty regular for me is not giving a shit about how Rashee Rice looks in camp. A lot of people are freaked out by his post route or whatever. I'm just going to continue to buy Rashee Rice because when the day comes in the next month that he has a nice looking 10-second Twitter clip, then all of a sudden he's just going to be significantly more expensive.
Yeah, you definitely should not be too reactive to that. I care much more about the team designating him as unhealthy than I do about what the video looks like. Once that designation pulls up, we are back in business. did consider Cyrus Allen there just in case, just to sprinkle a little in case he is that dude. Ted Hurst goes. Is that to the Baker team? No, a naked Ted Hurst. All right, the community is getting Ted Hursty.
Well, I mean, it's the rookies, but as much as I kind of crap on the overdrafting rookies idea, I am pro taking rookies at this part of underdog drafts.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
at that point, you're just buying the scratcher.
yeah,
And I like buying the scratcher. This is where you do the unproven rookie scratcher.
yeah, absolutely. I learned an uncomfortable fact today that Rashad Bateman is the same age as Ryan Flournoy. That bothered me. As a guy who's kind of a fan of Ryan Flournoy, that bothered me.
What, did Flournoy get held back a year or what?
Yeah, he probably just played college for days or whatever. I don't know. Dude, like, I feel like Bateman's been around for a while. Maybe I was just wrong about how old I think Bateman is. I feel like he's been like a kind of a, not a household name in terms of mattering a lot, but I've like heard Rashad Bateman's name for a long time. There goes Keenan Allen. That was top of my queue.
Yeah, I have the best. I have the most hilarious round 18 Q here. Last pick of the draft. It was Kalen Black, Jake Tonjes, Deshaun Watson, Carson Beck.
Yeah, so that looks like my whole queue. God damn, dude, the queue interruption is an issue. Okay, this one's weird, but we will take a Devon Vele with Tyler Shuck as my last wide receiver. Maybe he does something.
That's always a good thought. Maybe he does something.
Yep.
While I would love some Deshaun Watson or Carson Beck, I think I'm going to spend my pick here on an Evan Ingram instead.
There you go. Okay, so here is the team for me from the 3-hole. Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, Devonta Smith, Scattaboo, Montgomery, Harrison, Hertz, Corum, Harvey, Shuck, Goddard, Cooper Jr., Johnson, Johnson. Jonah Coleman, one of my favorite handcuffs in the whole NFL. AJ Barner, Pat Bryant, Kayshawn Booty, Devon Vele. For Ted, out of the 1-hole, Gibbs, Collins, Rice, McLaurin, Tootin, Williams, Kraft, Monangai, Pittman, Robinson, White, Stribling, Stroud, Schultz, Tesla, Tucker, Lane, Ingram. Very, very good draft for Ted there. All right. All right, buddy.
We ripping one more or what?
Okay, we'll do one more to get me down to an even 120. I'm trying to do 2 of these a day, but all right, that's okay. We'll do a third one. Why not? All right.
Sunday, man.
Yeah,
you don't got anything going on.
No. Go ahead. You count it down.
3.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Restart it. I was not at confirm.
2, 1, go.
Waiting for 4
Waiting
people.
for 4. Yep,
Should have it there. Nice.
How about another 101? That'd be nice. I don't have enough of them.
If I get a 101 here, I might try to do a hero build. We'll see what I can come up with from the 1-hole if it falls correctly. I'd like a chance to prove it. Two. That's close enough.
Yeah, I got 6, and you see how I'm not complaining about your draft positioning?
Yeah, that's close enough. That works. Cannot believe that we live in a world where Zay Flowers is getting $35 million a year and Bijan got, like, what did he get, 25, 24?
Yeah, man, that's just the
market.
The running back market has now exploded.
No, it's just the nature of the market. I get it. Okay, and decent exposure. Let's see you come through for me here. Round 1 history. Just an obscene amount of James Cook. I mean, that is certainly not taking all my round 1 scores in there. I wonder what it's loaded up, because that is not close to... Maybe it's not scrolled down enough? I don't know. Okay.
I got James Cook at 39%. Gibbs at 23.
Okay. Bijan. Have not made that pick very much this year. Very excited to do so here.
Yeah, it's like because we pretty firmly have Bijan over
Everyone.
Gibbs, and some people will just take Bijan first overall. Anyways, I'm gonna do something weird here, Yanni.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this,
Hey, that's okay. I get it, bro.
Christian McCaffrey.
I get it. If he's healthy, he's going to be a top 3 running back.
I have nothing but faith in our 49ers this year.
Surely. Nothing bad ever happens to promising 49ers seasons. Where, like 6 weeks ago, or 4, not even 6 weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, Brock Purdy looked to have the best weapons of his NFL career coming into the season. And now Shanahan's sitting there with his nose bandages and eyes sunglasses from his concussion going, we really took a big hit with Ricky. That was, I believe his quote was like, we really need other guys to step up now. Yeah.
Did you hear when he was giving the interview or whatever, and they were like, yeah, like, what do you think about the injuries? Do you think it's an abnormal amount? He goes, oh, well, no, it's probably pretty normal, give or take 3.
Yeah, dude, it's just there was that period. Do you remember John on Collins Network? Like he came out after the Fred Warner injury and goes, "It is fucking unbelievable. It is fucking. They're losing a Hall of Famer to career-altering injuries every other week. What the fuck is going on?" And like yeah, dude, that's. Oh God, man.
I miss being able to watch John Middlecoff. Unfortunately, he switched to Netflix, so I'm not paying a subscription to view his football opinions.
It's funny. I mean, I do have I think I still have access to my family's Netflix, but I don't really use it. Netflix fucking dropped off, man. They suck. I don't never in.
Well,
the
the
Netflix
issue with Netflix now is they are cracking down on sharing passwords.
Yeah. I'm just never in the Netflix streets, I guess. I don't know. I have, because of the UFC, I have Paramount Plus, and Paramount Plus is actually pretty good.
I might have 200 receptions in this running back room.
Yep, that's one of my favorite combos if you can get it back there. I've gotten it a few times. I mean, again, obviously, like little skittish of McCaffrey, but still very good. So this one's weird because I don't prefer to go London with Bijan. Okay, that guy takes care of it for me. Thank you. Okay, we took Malik Neighbors last time. Go George Pickens here. Neighbors. Gonna let me get a little Collins there, sir. Okay. Brees Hall. Great turn for me. I'm very happy with that. I would have taken Nico Collins up there. And like I said, I don't typically like to be like prescriptive with my builds where like I'm making this build happen. But I think I'm going to try to, and Ted will just hate me for it. We'll see. We'll see see the quarterbacks though. So I was going to do my Warren Brooks turn at the 6-7 here and build around Robinson that way. But I do kind of want a Dak Prescott Pickens stack. The 6-7
You will be competing with the CeeDee Lamb roster.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about at the 6-7 turn, though. I can't do running back there, or I just won't get my stack, which maybe isn't the worst deal. But we'll see. What I what I want to do is do a build where I avoid the dead zone there and see what two wide receivers I can add on to Bijan. Be kind of fun. Ted goes McBride, a good call on McBride in the 30s. That's always nice and comfy. Lamb, Hampton, Igbuka's awesome if he follows it up with Josh Jacobs. He's a man after my own heart. Okay, or Jalen Waddle. That's still pretty cool. If this guy goes Jacobs, I'll love that start, even though I'm not a Jefferson guy. I think that's cool. If the next guy goes Jacobs, same thing. Okay, ETN over Jacobs. Fair enough. If that guy goes Jacobs,
no one wants him.
Yeah, I love that too.
No one wants him.
Yeah. Hey, man. Almost 17 points per game over the last 2 seasons. I will probably be taking him in the 4th round. Okay, Wilson over Jacobs. That's a thing you could do.
If this next guy takes Jacobs, he'll be a man after my own heart.
Yeah, yeah. It's someone. If someone gives a shit about Jacobs, if Ted goes, Ted might go McCaffrey, A Chain, McBride, Jacobs if he's so inclined. That would be wild. Okay. All right.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. All right. Good.
Uh, yeah, I'll get Terry in the boat.
Fair enough, man.
I'm not having a wide receiver through 4 rounds. This is not happening.
It's probably smart.
Devonte Adams went up to the 4-2. What is happening? Why is Devonte Adams steaming up like this?
So we will take Mike Evans there. I would guess it's just more what the best ball bros keep complaining about August drafters. It's just the more casual drafters that are like, this guy probably hasn't opened up his portfolio since last year. He's coming around and going, ooh.
That's awfully insulting to say about a guy who. How many touchdowns did he have last year? Like 12 or something?
14 on 700 yards.
14 on 700 yards. Jesus.
Yeah, that's why I'm fading that profile pretty hard. Okay, so we wanted to do a quad wide receiver build on top of Bijan just because it's fun. Jamison Williams, Mike Evans, Nico Collins, George Pickens on top of Bijan. If I want to do running back, it will be Warren and Brooks for me here in the 6-7. I don't know if I want to start like chasing Brooks up the board that aggressively. I'd be happy with Warren here and a stack at quarterback, but what we now have is I can go Brock Purdy late with Mike
What is
Evans.
going on in this room? What is happening?
What happened? Scattaboo late.
All the ADPs are weird. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of doing a weird thing. That's partially why.
Give me Lamar.
I love my start. Robinson, Pickens,
Like you
Collins,
have,
Evans,
it was
Vaughn.
DJ Moore early, Odunze early,
Yeah.
Adams went early.
That's all. It's just dudes doing weird shit. I love most of the like. Again, I'm not a Walker guy, right? But Taylor, Olave, McMillan, Watson. That's awesome. That's a killer
What's
start.
interesting is all those dead zone running backs went near the back where everyone was taking running back anyways.
Yep.
So it feels like a lot of these guys, like this guy on the end, CJ Dunk, like he might have a 4 running back start here.
I love that. God, dude. Lamb, Hampton, Igbuka, Waddle, Tootin. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. No, I think he probably has to double tap receiver here based on the start, even if he leaves some value on the. Nope. Okay. Guaranteeing yourself not to start one of your first 5 picks is always a good way to win in an upside based format.
Follows that up with Carnell Tate, a big fat loser.
See how this guy
You heard
goes.
it here first, boys. Not a Carnell Tate guy.
This is one of my favorite starts I've seen in a lobby, period, because you got the slide on Tootin. All right, I wouldn't have gone there. But still, I think the Sharps would like that. Theo Greminger is a huge Henderson guy this year.
Hendo in the 6th round feels pretty easy to me. I will click that.
Him and Scott Barrett.
All he has to
Go ahead.
all he has to do is beat out Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah. Scott Barrett and Theo were splitting a $2,200 entry into the like $1 million FFPC tournament, which they've actually made the finals of 2 years in a row, which is crazy. They were splitting a $2,200 entry, and Theo goes, "I'm putting my foot down, like I'm putting my ball knower knowledge on the table. I'm insisting that we take Trevion Henderson at the 5-6 turn," and Scott Barrett goes, "All right, you can do that, but like I'm going to come back and speak to you about this if it goes south." It was like, "All right, I'm doing it." We're gonna continue with our hero RB build. We're gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr. there. I am not feeling pressure to do this. I do like doing weird rosters like this that are very different than I normally construct. Razor gets his Tucker Craft.
It's pretty easy. Jalen Hurts click for me there.
Yeah, I want the stack though, right? I want the stack. So we are going to go
Which stack? Which one?
The
You got five of them.
the Pickens stack. We're gonna go Prescott Pickens. Again, funky start. Prescott, Bijan Robinson, George Pickens, Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Jamison Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. Incredible wide receiver room. Can I catch up at running back? Time will tell.
Yeah, mid seventh Jalen Hurts is too late. That is too low for that player.
Ted playing catch up at receiver. Metcalf is fine for best ball. I don't know if that's a redraft guy I will be taking. It's fine for best ball though.
Who would you prefer, Alec Pierce or Cortland Sutton or Mekhi Lemon?
In redraft, I would be pulling down. I would either be taking tight end, taking early quarterback here because I wouldn't have a quarterback by 7 most of the time, or I would be pulling down like Godwin. But again, that's redraft, right? It's different. Like we're constructing portfolios here, so like I diversify much more. But Godwin would be like my mid 7th guy. Okay, the Brooks stream is dead. Was hoping he'd come back to me, but the hype train has left the station. There.
It's fine. I'm happy to take the actual starter like 6 picks later if the room wants to leave me with him.
If you have conviction in that, you should be drafting him every time. Which, to your credit, you very often are.
This guy's gonna take him. He's gonna ruin my day. No, he's not. All right, come home, buddy. Come home, Chuba. I think he's in my top 5 most drafted running backs in my portfolio.
Hey, man. If you're going to flag plant, flag plant.
Well, we're just talking about a starting running back in the mid 8th round, 2 to 3 rounds after like the dead zone running backs, right? And all anyone can ever say about that is, well, Chuba's a jag. And it's like, yeah, well, yeah, he's a jag that the coaching staff paid and likes.
Okay, so I told you guys there are. You know what? No, I'm going to see if he comes back to me. We're going to do Rico here. I actually do think Rico is like a sneaky upside pick. If they really do workhorse him this year, he could get 1,000 yards. He will be the goal line back. I still prefer Warren because of the receiving role, but I like Rico a lot, especially if he's going to fall into the 90s. I think that's too cheap. As I wrote in my running back draft guide, J.K. Dobbins, in my opinion, is the zero drafters hero. So I really like the Brock Purdy. You know what? Or do I? Ooh, I do really like the Brock Purdy stack here. But then we're getting like stinky, stinky, stinky with running back. If we let this go, oh man.
You said you wanted to build a hero RB roster.
Yeah, if that's what I'm doing, we're going to do it. Okay, so that's J.K. Dobbins there. So now I feel great about the running back room. Bijan Robinson, Rico Dowdle, J.K. Dobbins is nice and reinforced. We'll just see who comes back around at quarterback. The problem is it's very often no one. So what'll often happen here is just none of these guys get back. The room's totally cleared out. I lost my stacks.
I'm glad because now I get the Christian McCaffrey Brock Purdy correlation.
Yeah, see, that's what happens. Hey, it's the way she goes. Okay. Golden sliding up just a little bit. I think he probably should be. The news has been very good about him. Very, very good. I think I'm at the point where I just prefer Golden to Reed 1-to-1.
Oh, Bill went at the 9.5. Bill keeps flying up boards.
Yeah, he's getting really good ink right now. Really good ink. I like it. I've been throwing some. I'm sure you've noticed the last few drafts. I've been sprinkling in a lot more Bill than I normally have.
I prefer Bill to Jordan Mason for sure. You know what? Actually, I have to reconsider that now that Tunsil's out. Because I was like, what would I rather invest in? The Skins running game or the Vikings? And we all know how I feel about the Vikings this year. And I think you share that sentiment.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like Mason a lot. I don't know if I'm in on their passing game, but I like Mason a lot.
Romeo drops in.
Yeah, that's very good. This guy probably takes a sliding Jared Goff off my plate, huh? Who I really, really wanted to stack with Jamison Williams. Yeah, I think that's an instant click Goff for him. Unless Stafford's still on the board, but I don't think he is. That would just be an instant. I don't even know why he's hesitating this long for it. Um, I would absolutely love, yeah, Goff and Prescott would have been really cool. Oh man, there goes Bo Nix too. Okay, so it's Baker Mayfield or Tyler Shuck, two favorites of mine back here. Who do I have more chance to stack with late? Go with another Shuck share here. Yeah, we'll go Shuck there. I like Bo Nix a lot, but I do not like, again, right? The practice reports have been a little weird that he's not as mobile off his ankle surgery yet, which is like a little concerning to me. Um, I've not liked hearing that. Okay, and so Baker's still there. We'll go KCC. One of my favorite late picks as well. Keep taking first round rookies in the 120 to 140 range. It seems like good process to do that. I think teams that invest first round picks in rookie receivers probably want to do something with them.
Yeah, it's just a question of if they'll be able to because they're the Cleveland Browns. But with Sean Watson steering the ship, I'm much more excited about that.
With a reasoned and responsible leadership in house. Hey, handsome wasp, smashing the like button so hard right now. All right, K Space, good to see you too, man.
What up,
Thank,
K Space?
thank you for pressing the like button. Are you doing your rounds of best ball streams today? So Shuck and Prescott is a little bit light at quarterback, honestly, for my taste. But that's close. But it is like even for me, who's a very light QB drafter, that is light. Um, so we'll see what it's looking like
It's an
when we come
uncorrelated
around.
Chuck too.
Yeah, I mean, well, part of the reason I do that is because I like getting Jawan Johnson. When I don't have a tight end here, I can come around and stack him with Jawan. Um, Not that like that's some powerhouse stack, but it is a stack I feel pretty comfortable with. Smashing the like button so hard right now. Very creepy thing to read on my computer screen. Uh, would love if Goddard came back.
There he goes.
Yeah, of course. Enjoy him, man. Oh, my favorite late tight end combo, the Andrews Goddard. I have a lot of that in the portfolio. Andrews and Goddard or Andrews and Strange. There goes Tracy, also very high in my queue.
I'll take a Woody Marks. It's fine.
Sure. Cooper Jr., my boy. Really upset that this guy took Jared Goff right before. I would have been so thrilled with this roster with a Jared Goff. Yeah, so we are going to double up at tight end here because I want to be nice and comfy. Going to go Brenton Strange and then come around and get Jawan because no one's going to take him that early.
I was kind of hoping to add Brenton Strange as the tight end two on my team, so you sniped me. Congratulations, you did it.
Sorry, man. I like that. Newly extended, got the head coach and quarterback singing his praises in camp. Plays a position that is entirely independent from their wide receiver room. So as people are sitting there tearing themselves apart with what side they want to be on of that debate, maybe opt for the guy who plays his own position and is not going to be in the trenches with those dudes.
Another draft, another Jalen McMillan click.
Should be a good pick if he lands. If he lands. If he doesn't land on his neck and do a backflip on it, apparently.
I think the funniest possible outcome is Emeka Egbuka on the bench again while Jalen McMillan's out there running routes.
Could happen. It could
The
happen.
fantasy community might lose their minds if
Oh
that
yeah.
happens.
Oh my god, dude, with how much aggressive third round Igbuka I've taken. Good lord.
It'd be a meltdown.
Hey, take your L's if it happens. I fully acknowledge that Igbuka is so far from a sure thing. Like I get that. It's just a bet that I'm aggressively making this year. But it's certainly not like it's not like a Zay Flowers where I know exactly what the role is and exactly what the talent is when he gets the volume and all that sort of stuff. Oh, Bryce Young. Enjoy that, dude.
It is the classic. Oh no, he's got Jonathan Brooks. He
Yeah.
saw that Twitter clip today and he said Jonathan Brooks is going to be running wheel routes.
I
I
would
want
bet
to
I would
take
bet
advantage.
I would bet good money he did in fact see that Twitter clip today. Went, yeah, I'm stacking this up. Hey, I get it, dude. Alvin Kamara would have loved to have thrown him in here with a little shuck. Jonah Coleman, another one of my favorites back here. Attrition is mounting. Trey Tucker, I like the coach speak around Trey Tucker. Um, Certainly a boom player, right? So like for best ball, he's kind of cool. But I just like it. Seems like there's been a pretty steady drumbeat of the team being quite happy with what they've gotten out of him so far, specifically Kubiak.
He is just Marvin Mims on the Raiders.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not. It's more just like it seems like Kubiak really likes him. So does he maybe design some more stuff for him? Is he even like a design some stuff for a quality guy? I don't know.
I'm going to reach down for AJ Barner and just call it for the tight end room.
Love Barner. Very good use of drafting like you're right. If you draft Trey McBride, draft him like he is going to be an every week tight end one. Do not draft scared at that point. Okay, would love to survive one more pick. I don't. I don't survive one more pick. I miss out on Bigsby. We will go Dylan Sampson there. Probably a. There's one pick that we would really like to survive here. Oh God, it kills me to leave Ryan Flournoy on the board. I really need to reinforce my running back room, but that's a pretty good stack pretty late with Dak. I think Ryan Flournoy will have some good games this year. That was an easy Jade on Blue for me, but he is ultimately just a handcuff. Okay, there goes Ryan Flournoy. Okay, so it is going to be Jade on Blue there. Little Dak correlation. Maybe he gets some receiving work independent of Javante going down or not. Maybe. Okay. Our hero build is in fact heroing.
Is Jaden Blue even going to be playing if Javante Williams goes down?
I think so.
Is
He's
he
looked.
even the direct successor there?
It's more like that he's the third down back. So I think he'll get some level of use with because he's a good third down. He's a good receiver in theory. I think he'll get some level of use with Javante there, and I think if Javante went down, he would get in on third downs and passing work. And for the Cowboys, like that's pretty good because they're going to be trailing a lot.
I mean, who else is there? Let me take a look. Is
It's
Miles Sanders still on
Maffa.
the team?
No, it's Maffa and Malik Davis, I think his name is. They have two other pretty good running backs.
No, the issue, yeah, they got Israel Abanikonda.
No, not him.
Well, he is on the team.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Malik Davis,
yeah.
Jashawn Corbin, Phil Maffa,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Javante Williams.
Yeah.
It's because the coach speak last year with with Jaden Blue was like it sounded like they were calling him immature
Yeah.
and not ready to be in the NFL.
Yep.
Uh, and I think he had the Louis Vuitton
Yep.
cleats and he got blisters or whatever.
Yeah.
So I
What's
just wonder.
What's next, bro? What is next? We've already ripped three drafts, man. You're a little bit late. I do want to get in on one of these with you. You've asked multiple times to do a draft with us. Jump in our Discord. Let us know when you're around or whatever. Or like we'll let you know when we're going live and we can set it up. I'd like to see how you draft. How many drafts in are you? How many drafts for your season so far? I'm like approaching 200, which is way more than I did last year. Here's Ted. We'll see how Ted follows it up. Gets Wix. Love Wix. Love the price on Wix. Bunch of the tight ends we were hoping for late continues to make his bets that Marshawn Lloyd is a premium handcuff. Probably not the worst bets to continue to make. Not a pick I make a lot back here, and I do have the stack with Brissett and Marvin Harrison Jr., but at this point I'm pretty convinced Jacoby Brissett is not going to be the starter at the end of the year. I'm a little light at quarterback, so we will go Fernando Mendoza there.
I
Uh,
do listen. If you're hunting for upside in these late rounds, Fernando Mendoza is one of the only quarterbacks I think gives that to you.
yeah, yeah, we'll do Mendoza. See what's going on at tight end. Again, not a pick I make a whole lot. We'll just throw him in here because this is blind faith in Hayden and Josh. Gunnar Helm is a guy that they've just been high on for years. Needed tight end three. He slid past ADP by almost a round, so we will go in on it there.
So you say that you don't think Jacoby Brissett is starting by the end of the year. You're in on the Carson Beck stuff, starting to get
No,
in.
well, it's no. I mean, it was actually just like the team was pretty explicit about like, um, that they want to see their whole quarterback room this year. And once you say that, it's like, well, okay. Same with the Jets. The Jets said, what's his name? Who is the Jets? I'll look it up right now. The Jets said they want to get a look at. It was someone hilarious.
Oh,
Uh,
it was the one of the meme guys that got drafted in that one draft I was doing. Cade Klubnik.
Cade Klubnik. The Jets were like,
Yeah.
it's at some point this year we'd like to get a look at Cade Klubnik. So, it's just sort of being realistic that I think I would guess that Carson Beck, especially if he looks good through the preseason, is going to start games at some point. And what you're hoping for is at the end of the year to get a spike week in the playoffs. So, like, who do I think now is more likely? Now, there's still like a 20 pick ADP between them. Mendoza did slide a little bit here. Not a 20, there's like a 12 pick ADP between them around. But who do I think is more likely at this point, based on everything going on, to spike in week 16, 17? I think it's definitely Mendoza.
You know, did take Jacoby Brissett, and the reasoning there is that the McBride Brissett connection was extremely good last year,
Yeah.
and I feel like if you're aggressively drafting Trey McBride, you should also be drafting Brissett and kind of prognosticating that he stays as the starter so that Trey McBride's stock still remains good. That's not to say that Carson Beck would not also be hammering Trey McBride, and Trey McBride couldn't be a league winner with Carson Beck, but that is kind of last year, Jacoby Brissett and McBride were kind of the combo that got it done. So I
Yeah,
feel fine spending a mid 17th round pick on it. It's quarterback three.
yeah. I don't think these guys are such outliers, right? When you're talking about McBride or Bowers, I don't really think historical precedent matters that much for those guys. Like Trey McBride just set an all-time record for receptions by a tight end in a season. So these are unique outlier type guys you're talking about, but there is some pretty strong like historical trend lines of rookie quarterbacks being horrific for tight end production. Like, how much does that factor in when you're drafting a McBride or a Bowers at the 2-3 turn? A lot of people are going to say it don't factor in at all because they're historical outliers. Totally fine if that's how you reason through it. It just should at least be somewhere on your radar that rookie quarterbacks are not great for tight end production. The thing is, the Cardinals have such an incredibly soft playoff schedule. I like going in on Love and McBride purely for that playoff schedule. I could see them being league winners in the playoffs and especially in large field tournaments like this for the last week of the season. I think they play. I'd be making it up off the top of my head. I know Miami's in there though. It's a very very soft schedule to wrap up the year. Okay, so we need an RB6. We're gonna take an RB6 with some upside. We're gonna take Damon Claiborne. See if he can't get that receiving role from apparently the team the Vikings were, or apparently the Vikings, which were a team that were completely willing to let Aaron Jones go, didn't think he would accept a pay cut, and then he accepted a pay cut. Okay, Ted goes McCaffrey, A Chain, McBride, McLaurin, Jackson, Thomas, Metcalf, Hubbard, Purdy, Dobbs, Higgins, Marks, McMillan, Barner, Wicks, Lloyd, Brissett, Keenan Allen. A very good last pick. Keenan Allen is my favorite last pick of the draft. I go Bijan Robinson, Pickens, Collins, Evans, Williams, Harrison, Prescott, Dowdle, Dobbins, Shuck, Casey Concepcion, Strange, Johnson, Sampson, Blue, Mendoza, Gunnerhelm, Claiborne. I actually did like being able to just sort of pick running back value late here instead of Dalmatian. Dude, okay, so my problem is I actually have to get some stuff done to put on the Substack for tonight, Case Base. I have to. I'm super down to do one like later this week. You drop in our Discord. We can work it out what time. I just that was like an hour and a half of drafting. I have like 8 to 10 hours of writing I'm trying to get done because I have an article due for 49ers Hub and for the Substack. So I actually kind of have to get back to it is my only thing. Fuck yes. Okay. Yeah. So drop in the Discord. You tell me, like, I'll tell you I'm going live at 5 o'clock this week. You tell us that. We'll count you down. We'll get you in the streams. It'll be cool. Thank you for stopping by. I'm super down to draft. I just need to make sure I get this writing done for tonight. It takes so long. And for anyone who happens to scroll by the video at some point later today and check us out, thank you so much. Free Tendies Fantasy. Like we tell you every video, we have our leagues going. We have our Discord going. We'll have videos every week. We have a Substack putting out articles pretty regularly, like 2 to 3 times a week right now, because we are right in the middle of the redraft season. So, if you think you can draft better than us, come and prove it. Come take our money. Me and Ted are in plenty of these leagues. Please like and subscribe if you're so inclined. Ted, any closing comments to wrap up the day, my friend?
If you do subscribe, make sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll see whenever we go live. Your phone should tell you Free Tendies Fantasy is going live.
There you
And
go.
yeah, we'll be here up until fantasy drafts happen, and then we got regularly scheduled just normal videos coming for you.
Yep.